Hey everyone! Welcome back. In today's video, we're taking things to the next level. We'll learn how to write a custom resolver for JSON template layout in Log4j2. Imagine being able to add your own custom fields in the logs, fields that are specific to your application and provide exactly the information you need.
Sounds cool, right?
By the end of this video, you'll be able to create your very own resolver and make your JSON logs even more powerful and personalized. So, let's not waste any time and dive straight in. Imagine this: your logs contain sensitive information, like PII data, and you need to mask it for security purposes. Or maybe you have a very specific requirement that isn't covered by the predefined resolvers. This is where creating a custom resolver becomes super handy. You can define your own logic to handle these scenarios, whether it's masking PII, adding a custom field, or formatting data in a unique way. With a custom resolver, the power is in your hands. So, let's get started and see how we can make this happen. Today, we'll create a resolver that adds a custom prefix to our log messages. So, every log that gets printed will have the prefix attached to the actual message. We'll add a new key value pair in the message field of our JSON layout. The key will be prefix, and the value will be the string we want to append to the log message. Change resolver to custom message. Now, let's create our custom resolver. First, create a new class named Custom Message Resolver in your project. Implement the event resolver. Implement resolve method only. Let's define a static variable. This variable will hold the name of our resolver, and it needs to match exactly with what we used in employee service layout.json for the message, so we'll call it custom message. Now, let's define a getter for this variable. To make our life easier, I'll be using the Lombok annotation to automatically generate the getter method for us. Next, let's define the constructor for our custom resolver class. This constructor will take template resolver config as a parameter. Now, here's the next step. We'll fetch the value we defined under the message key in employee service layout.json. Let's fetch that prefix value from template resolver config and store it in a variable. Now, let's move on to the actual part. Need to write code inside resolve method. Resolve method have two parameters: log event and JSON writer. The log event contains all the log-related information, like the message, the context map, and more. The JSON writer is what we'll use to write the data to the log in the format we want. First, let's retrieve the message object from the log event. This will allow us to access the actual message that needs to be logged. Once we have the message object, we'll convert it to a string format, which is what we'll actually log.
Now, here's the fun part.
You can apply anything you want to the message, like masking sensitive data, or formatting it in any way. Finally, we'll use JSON writer to write the message back into the log. Now that we've written the resolver class, let's move forward and create a custom message resolver factory class. This class will implement the event resolver factory interface, which is required to provide our custom resolver to Log4j. Implement all require method. Now, let's implement the getName method. This method will return the name of our resolver. Next, let's implement the create method in our custom message resolver factory class. This method takes two parameters, event resolver context and template resolver config. Use the parameters event resolver context and template resolver config to configure our custom message resolver and return the object. Great! Now, let's make sure our custom message resolver factory is a singleton. This means that we'll ensure that only one instance of this factory is created and reused throughout the application. Make the constructor private. And add a static method that returns the single instance of the factory.
Alright.
Now that we've created our custom resolver factory class, let's register it with Log4j2. To do that, we'll use the @plugin annotation. This will tell Log4j2 that our class is a plugin and should be used within its logging framework. Provide name of plugin in name parameter. The category parameter in the @plugin annotation specifies the plugin category, which helps Log4j2 understand the type of plugin you're defining. Annotate getInstance method with @plugin factory. This annotation is placed on the method that creates an instance of your plugin. Now, let's start the application.
Oh no.
Something's not right. We added the custom prefix in our configuration, but it's not showing up in the log message. Wait a minute, I missed a step in the custom message resolver. I forgot to actually append the prefix to the message before it's logged. Now, let's restart the application. Now, let's search for our custom prefix in the logs.
And yes, it's there.
As you can see, the prefix is added to all the messages as we expected. Everything is working perfectly.
Now, let's hit our API.
The prefix we added is now visible in every log message, just as we wanted. Everything is working fine, and the log format is now customized with our custom resolver. Alright, let's wrap things up. In this video, we learned how to write a custom resolver for JsonTemplateLayout in Log4j, and we added a custom prefix to our log messages. By creating a custom resolver, we were able to modify the content of our logs, making them more useful and organized. In the next video, we'll learn how to configure Log4j to fetch configuration settings from environment variables. This is a great way to manage configurations dynamically, especially in cloud environments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay tuned for the next video.